As they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
Play a full 60 minutes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep it simple.
Get pucks deep, bring the puck deep, put pucks in deep.
We got to keep it simple and just get pucks going forward.
Getting into the forecheck.
We got to keep playing aggressive.
Trying to take away their time and space.
We're focused on tonight. We just got to stick to our game.
It's my pleasure to welcome our first two-time guest back to the show, a PWHL first-round, second overall draft pick, and now two-time world champion in the IIHF, Haley Winn. Haley, what's happening?
Not much. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Fresh off the ice, rocking the next level gear. Summer training full in effect here. What's the summer have in store? Pretty busy for you. You're going to be kind of traveling all over the country now that you're a big shot future Hall of Famer.
No, I mean, yeah, kind of busy summer, but also just a longer off season. Obviously, the PWHL, I won't really have to report to training camp until like mid-November, so I have a long summer. I don't know. I think it'll go pretty fast though. I think I'll head back up to school, up to Clarkson to train for a few weeks. Kind of just be home in Rochester, have a few camps here and there. Have camps August, September, October. So I think that'll make things fly by. Probably go down to Toronto for a bit. So kind of all over the place. But yeah, Rochester will be home base.
The last time we talked and had you on the show, you were in the rivalry series and kind of looking forward to a potential IIHF bid. That happened, and that resulted in a gold medal. How about the experience there, going out to Europe, winning some more change? Now you have 2 gold medals to bring home.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Obviously, it was my first world championship kind of in Europe. Obviously, my first ones were in Brampton and Utica, which was super cool, but it was definitely cool to kind of go pretty far, go to Czech, and I had some family that was able to make it too, which made it even more special. But the whole experience was incredible. I mean, the Czech fans were, I've only been in USA and Canada for these, so like obviously the fans are crazy, but like Czech fans, like they were a next level, and it was always packed, especially against the Czech games, and it was just super cool. It was a super cool atmosphere. The area was nice. It was cool to explore, and obviously winning gold at the end was worth it.
As you mentioned, you got to kind of explore Europe a little bit. What were some of the favorite parts off the ice from that trip out there?
I think just we stayed in like a really small town. I don't even know what it's called, but it was like 20 minutes away from the rink, and it was like a tiny town. Like there was a huge famous castle, so you could like walk up to that. But I think just walking around the town, and our friends and family were in the hotel next door, so we got to hang out with them a lot. And I think just exploring with the girls, being able to kind of, I think, as I've gone, this is my third world championship, kind of learning how to separate on the ice from off the ice and not always being consumed by the on ice portion. Obviously, you're there to play hockey, but I think it was good to kind of get away from it and be able to explore, and that helps your game on the ice. So I think I was able to do a better job of that this time, and yeah, just kind of stay present where I was, but just exploring with friends and family.
Well, the Winn fan base is one of the greatest traveled sports communities. For those who haven't been around a team that Haley Winn plays on, the Boston Fleet probably just doubled in fan base size after this draft. The transition from college to the offseason, it was a tough finish. You guys were kind of fortunate to grab a tournament bid, but heartbreak in the ECAC tournament. And then you win an NCAA tournament game and made a run at topping the eventual champions in Wisconsin. Talk about kind of your end of your college career and the mindset going forward as you hit this off season, kind of readying yourself for the draft.
Yeah, obviously my 4 years went by way too quick, but the last year was amazing. Obviously it didn't end up how we wanted it to, but I think it was probably the most like up and down year. Obviously we had some tough weekends, and with it being it's such a short season, like you can't really afford those tough weekends. So we definitely had a lot of adversity as a team, but I think that kind of drew us closer. I think this was one of our closest knit teams, and having the opportunity to be a leader was obviously super fortunate to do that. I mean, Clarkson just has so much history as a program, so being able to be a leader was super special. And like making a run for it at the end, like we really had, like you said, we had to work for a bit, and we had to work for a lot of things just to get in the tournament or like our series against QPAC. Like if we lost that, our season was over. So I think we had to work for every inch, and that's what made it cool. And it was really cool to have a role that played a big impact. And yeah, again, like I said, it obviously didn't end how we wanted it to, but it's just every time you put on that jersey, it's so special. So I'm really sad that it came to an end. But coming to the off season, it's definitely a hard adjustment. I think just like I was talking to my family about it. It's like I committed to Clarkson in grade 9, and I knew that I was going, to BK, my high school, for 4 years. So it's like in grade 9, I knew what my life was looking like for the next 8 years. I was going to the same high school, and then I was going to Clarkson. So it's like now is the first time where like there's a little bit of uncertainty. Obviously, I now know that I'm going to Boston, but obviously don't know how long my contract's going to be, any of that. So it's definitely a little uncertainty and unknown coming to the off season. So I've really been trying to just focus on staying present, taking it day by day, and focusing on my training, really doing what I can do. And obviously having a long off season, I don't get to be home for an extended period of time like I am. So just not taking that for granted. And it's hard. Obviously, we had texted my college teammates and friends every day, but being best friends with them, living with them for 4 years straight, and then obviously not knowing when the next time we're going to see each other it's tough. But yeah, just a lot of adjusting. But obviously, there's exciting stuff to come in the future, so I'm looking forward to that.
All that hard training and tight knit community brought you some in season tournament championships with the Adirondack and Nashville for Clarkson. You guys had a regional NCAA championship that brought you to the Frozen Four. Obviously, the 2 gold medals we talked about. You were welcomed onto the intramural team, the Ditsy's Dogs franchise, and won an intramural championship, maybe the biggest accomplishment of your career. Where would you order those titles on your career achievements list?
Oh gosh, that's a tough ask. I know you'd want me to put my intramurals win at the top. I was telling Ditz, because Ditzel took his intramurals GM job super serious, which I respect. I was just trying to go out there and have fun. Hockey is serious for me. I have so much fun playing, but it's kind of serious all the time. So I was just looking to go have a fun time at intramurals, and Ditz is like yelling at me when I'm like on the court. So that's got to be at the bottom of my list, but still a really big achievement. I don't know. As far as like Clarkson, I mean, that game against Minnesota, that regional game to go to the Frozen Four, that's got to be. I don't even think you can rank them, but that is something I will never forget in quadruple overtime, and obviously winning my first world championship and then the second one this past year. You can't even rank them, but yeah, just super super blessed.
And maybe it's because Haley missed the regular season on LTIR while she was competing with Team USA that the Dogs franchise victory doesn't mean as much. Let's go to the draft. And a couple weeks ago here, maybe the biggest moment of your career. Your name was all over the PWHL accounts, the New York Times, the New York Post, everybody talking about Haley Winn and the potential future that you have. What does that mean to you as someone who grew up playing boys hockey, grew up with, maybe question marks about how far you could take your journey in the game of hockey, where your brothers were, trying to make the NHL, trying to play high level men's college hockey, to now see the impact that you're going to have on young girls, and playing as a professional, the only win to make it to that PWHL NHL stage that I joked with your brothers at the draft.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's crazy because like this is something obviously I've dreamt of since I was little. Not necessarily. I mean, yeah, playing as hockey as long as I can. Obviously, the league wasn't a thing when I was younger, but going to the Olympics and just like hoping to play hockey as long as I can, and obviously with the league making that possible, it's a really cool time for women's hockey, and I'm super fortunate to be obviously just coming up in this time. But I think it's crazy to think that, I don't know, like you said, like inspiring younger girls and whatever, there's articles in newspapers. It's like it's just so normal to just like go to the rink and work hard and have fun at it. And do these things that you kind of like, you don't realize you're in the midst of your dreams. Like, this is obviously everything I've prayed for and dreamt of, and representing my country and playing professional hockey. It's all things that are on your dream card, but it's like when you're in it, you don't even realize like how much of an impact you're having, or like what you're actually accomplishing. Like, even at the draft, I mean, looking back, like, it was such a surreal moment, obviously, like hearing your name called and knowing like there'll never be anything like that to happen again. I hope to play in the league for as long as I can, but I'll never get drafted again. I could get traded, I could whatever, but it's like I'll never have my first draft. So it's just like moments like those are so special, but it's like you don't realize the impact you're having, because it's like this is just what your life has been, is playing hockey and having fun. And so I think obviously that's just what I want to continue to do, because that's why you play, is just to have fun. And obviously I've been super blessed to be put in this position, but just using this platform the best I can to inspire girls, spread my faith, whatever that may be. And yeah, I'm just super fortunate with where it's taken me.
Now, lead me up to the draft here. You had a shoot with CCM. They're posting you all over with your USA gear, getting ready for the draft. You have the purple carpet ceremony with fans screaming, everybody asking for your autograph, and then your whole family, a lot of your friends, your coaches, all in the arena to watch that.
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome. I think it was a little more stressful than I thought it was going to be, to be totally honest. I think like day of, I mean, once you're in the draft, like once you're in it's exciting, and 100% when your name's called, it's like nothing but excitement and all stress, whatever. You're fine, but it's like leading up to it, I thought I guess I thought I was going to have a better idea of like where I was going. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty set. Like, and then you don't want to get your hopes up. So it's just like morning of, it was like the longest day of my life. I was like so anxious, and I didn't really know what was happening. I mean, you're still having conversations with like GMs and coaches like morning of. So it's like you're trying to get a read. They're trying to get a read. So you really you have no idea until your name's called. So it was definitely a little stressful leading up, but then like when you're getting dressed and you're getting ready, it's just so exciting. And then obviously getting to walk the purple carpet, have so many friends and family there, and then yeah, I mean, be there with my whole family, and even obviously like teammates like Goss and Ann, and I've played with them for 4 years. They're two of my best friends. So to be able to be there with them, and obviously have you and Jake and so many Clarkson people there, it just shows like what a supportive and community and just base we have at Clarkson, and obviously having family there. And yeah, when your name's called, I mean, I'm just so excited to be in Boston. It worked out exactly how it was supposed to, and I can't wait to get started there. But as soon as you get drafted, it's like you go backstage and you do media for like 2 hours. Like, I had no idea who was drafted in the first like 3-4 rounds of the draft, because it's like you just miss everything. But it was super cool. Like, it was just such a cool experience. And yeah, it gives me like chills thinking back to it. But
I had goosebumps walking around that floor, and the production of that whole night was unbelievable with TSN, the Jocks and Jills podcast there, and the elite level of coverage, and the show that they put on there was a lot of fun to watch, and especially with, as you mentioned, 3 of our team going in the top 9 picks. Talk about that media tour, and first walk me through the emotions. You get picked, your name gets called, you walk up there, and then, as you mentioned, for about 2-3 hours you just disappear, and they're taking every picture. You said you were almost sick of smiling by the end of the night by the time you got back to have to be interviewed by me.
yeah, no, it was obviously when your name's called, like, I mean, my heart was just beating so fast for like the first pick. Again, like, you have no idea what's gonna happen until it happens. So I get picked to Boston. I'm like so ecstatic, so happy. Obviously, have a few friends on that team, and I just think like their culture, they have such a good group there, and I'm so excited. But then, yeah, after, it's like I hug my family once, and then I don't see them for like 3 hours. So like you go backstage and you do an interview right away, and then like after that there's a trade. Like, the third pick gets traded, Toronto trades it to New York. So I'm like trying to peek around people, I'm like, what is happening? And then I like obviously want to see who's getting drafted. So then like you do that, and I met all like the Boston media people, and they were like by my side through the whole thing. And then like you're doing another interview with like a bunch of people and there's like a TV behind them. So I'm like trying to focus on the questions that they're asking me while like looking at the TV, trying to see who's getting drafted. And then, yeah, you just go back and I mean like a million pictures and interviews, and it was super cool. But yeah, my cheeks were definitely sore from smiling.
When you look back on that night, what stands out that's going to be kind of the most memorable, aside from, walking up on the stage after being announced as the number 2 overall pick?
I mean, it's like, I don't know, it's like cliche, but I just feel like the people I was surrounded by, like just having my family there and so many friends, and it's like you never kind of stop moving. Like even I got back to the couch and then it's like, oh my gosh, I want to go say congrats to that person. I want to go say hi to that person. It's like it's such a small hockey world that you're obviously just so happy to be there, and then you're so grateful to be surrounded by so many amazing people, and obviously having my family there, and then yeah, I just the whole thing. Like I don't even think like one thing specifically stands out to me, and to be totally honest, I don't even know like if it's sunk in yet, because it's like I don't go till November, which is kind of like sad. You're on this high and you can't wait to get started, and then you just come home and you're like, all right, I got 5 months to prepare for that. But yeah, just like the whole night, and it was awesome.
November's a little ways away, as you mentioned. So where does the training regiment go from, you're known for being a rink rat, killing the numbers on the automatic shooting machine. Now you're back home right now, and you're going to be going up to school, you said. Where does the training regiment go from here to November to prepare yourself to play on that PWHL stage, the national stage, and hopefully coming up this year, the Olympic stage?
Yeah, definitely a lot of adjusting for me, because I definitely like I obviously just love hockey. I love work. I love being in the gym. I love being on the ice. So it's definitely an adjustment to me, because I can't be on the ice 5 days a week. Like it's just not. It wouldn't be realistic for me to be on the ice 5 days a week in July when I don't play till November. So definitely a lot of adjustments. I took probably the most time I've ever taken off the ice from Worlds until whatever, probably mid-June, just because like that you can't start that early. It's just like so hard to train for that long. So that was hard, but I tried to stay busy. I was like traveling and went to visit a lot of people, which is cool because I don't really have the opportunity when I'm having to train and get on the ice and stuff. So it was cool to have that time off. And yeah, now I'm home in the summer, and I'm still trying to kind of take it slow. I'm skating 3 times a week. My workout plan's 5 times a week, but trying to just kind of ease into it. But it's hard, and I'm really excited to go back up to school in Clarkson, but I know that's going to be even more difficult when there's just open ice every day that you can go on, and having to kind of restrict yourself. And but it'll be so fun to have people around me that'll push me, and the rest of the summer. So I'll be up at Clarkson for most of July, and then there's a USA camp the first week of August, so I'll be there in August. The rest of August is kind of up in the air. I think I'll head down or up to Toronto sometime August, September, and then there's another camp in September and another camp in October, and then a rivalry series in November. So, yeah, I think seems long. I think it'll go quicker hopefully than I envision. But yeah, just kind of keeping my mindset positive, obviously, through this. And it's like, it's hard at home because I'm training with a good group of guys and a few girls, but it's like they all leave in September or in August, end of August. So then it's like you've 2 months to just kind of be on your own. So I think that'll be tough, but I'll have good people to surround me and just keep my head sane.
Well, when Haley says she's easing into it, that probably means 4 plates on each side for the benches and squats. All right, so you're getting ready. November's upcoming. You're moving to Boston. You've been in Potsdam for 4 years, Rochester before that. This is maybe the biggest move you've had to make in your life. What are you most excited about as you get ready to be part of the fleet and head, quite literally, ship off to Boston?
Yeah. I mean, obviously I'm just excited and grateful to be able to play this game like as my career. Like I still can't believe that this is my job. And I like went to the doctor the other day and I'd like fill out what my occupation was, and I'm like, I literally play hockey. Like, it's crazy to think that this is actually happening. So, I mean, first off, obviously that's what I'm most excited about, just being able to play hockey as a job and kind of being able to solely focus on that and just doing what I love. But I'm super excited for the group of people. I think we have a really good group of girls. I mean, some of the girls I got drafted with, we've already talked about, rooming together and getting an apartment together. And obviously Boston's a little bigger than Potsdam. It'll be an adjustment, but I've heard so many good things. Like, everyone says that they love Boston. You fall in love with the city. I haven't heard one bad thing about it. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be nice to kind of have a little switch up and explore. And I think I'm gonna have to pick up a hobby. I've been told that I'm gonna have to find something else to do but hang out at the rink. So any recommendations for that, definitely let me know. But yeah, I'm just excited for the whole experience.
Well, you got a long winter, but your golf swing might pick up a pretty good hobby. Anybody who hasn't hung around Haley, she's a heck of a golfer away from the
Oh,
ice. That that
working on
slap
it.
shot translates nicely. Haley, appreciate all your time here, and hopefully you enjoy a lengthened summer. And it's a well-deserved one for you. We're very excited to watch you hit the ice upcoming in November, and your run to what's going to be a big hit at the Olympics, the future generation of stars coming up for USA Hockey.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.